guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to change things up and try to get out of my bedroom, and I wanted to do something in the living room. But this is my second video for tonight. I'll probably post this in the morning since it took forever to upload my first video, which was a questions tag video by Ravenflower. She did the 17 witchy questions for 2017. I posted that response a little bit ago. Well, last night, because this will be posted tomorrow morning. But tonight, I wanted to do the YouTube Pagan challenge questions that I have been missing out because I have been busy with life and all that jazz and working on other coursework. And so tonight, I want to cover my views on questions 19 through 21. I will post the questions down in the description box. And so here goes. So 19. Hold on, I had to move something over. 19. Rites for birth of a child, adoption, naming, or blessing ceremonies. I have not... I've only been to one. I've only been to one of those ceremonies. I think they're beautiful, and I think they are very magical ceremonies, especially for the child and for even the naming ceremony for getting your magical name. I think that ceremony, you become someone magical and someone who, your true self. I think it's completely beautiful. I've been to one child blessing. It was awakening. That was a beautiful and I don't know how many times I want to say beautiful, but it was so uplifting to see. When I was in a group, we had this member, well, honorary members, and they were trying to get pregnant and have a child for a long time. And so they asked us if we would help with the blessing and the protection of. She was pregnant again, and she asked if we would help and keep the baby healthy, and may they be delivered healthy, and so on and so forth. I remember it was either Ostara or Litha that she came out and she brought it to the attention, asking everyone if they could do something in the group. She wanted to be a part of it, but she wanted to ask everyone for protection, and she wanted to finally have her firstborn. She now has two, but her firstborn, her pregnancy wasn't a struggle. It went very smoothly, but I remember in circle when we did the ritual. It was a celebration of a Sabbath, and like I said, I don't remember if it was Litha or Ostara. I don't think it was Beltane. I think it was one of the spring and summer months, but then again, it could have been Mabon or fall. I don't remember. This has been before years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, because Jesus, I think the kid's now almost 5 years old. But we did a energy raising, and we all laid our hands and focused on a healthy birth and a healthy child to be brought into the world. And the energy and everything about that ritual was so uplifting and beautiful. You just felt, it felt like a warm mother's embrace helping another mother. It's like all the mothers who were not able to have children were there in that circle helping to make sure that this baby came into the world. And it was beautiful. Like I said, she did successfully have her kid, and she does have another one. She has two, but the first kid is the one that we helped as a group back when I was with them. It was a beautiful rite. And they also had the wickening, the blessing for the baby after he was born. That rite, you just go to another place, I think. And I think when special moments like that, because I mean, we celebrated every Sabbath together. But every Sabbath, I mean, they had different themes and things, and it kept it interesting. But there were some of them that hit a place where you were not of this world anymore. And I do agree. I do feel that it was the one who it mainly focused on the person who was leading it, and we always changed who led the rituals and who wrote them and how they were doing to give everyone a chance to perform their magic. And it depended on who was leading them and their chemistry. That if everyone was transported to a different place at a different time within the circle, and I hope that makes sense. I think those of us who practice ritual understand kind of what I mean by that. But we were, like I said, during that we were escalated to a time that everything outside the circle didn't matter. It was a beautiful moment with the focus on the baby and blessing the baby with health and love and happiness. So yeah, I think that rites for birth, child adoption, birth of a child, adoption, naming, and blessing ceremonies, they're beautiful. I think that it's a ceremony in itself, and it makes growing up magical even a little bit more special, in my opinion. So number 20, coming of age rites and customs for the stages of life. With this, I don't have a lot of knowledge. When I was coming of age, I wasn't into the craft. I already hit puberty when I started studying, so that didn't really have a coming of age ceremony. I do plan on in later years, when I am much older, to be a sage in the community and to have my saging. I do plan on that because I have been a part of one of those croning and saging ceremonies, and again, those ceremonies, it's just, and I say otherworldly again, but I know everything in and of itself like that is magic, but that type of magic and that type of ceremony of who you are and who you have become is so powerful and so enlightening. I think they're necessary. I actually, let me rephrase that. I don't think that they are necessary for everyone. I think for people who are called to become sages, crones, elders, teachers, healers, any transition like that, if you feel that you're called and you want to make a ritualistic transition into that phase, I think you should do it. I don't think you should hold back because it opens the doors for so many things. When you do, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, when you do a ceremony like that, you're opening yourself up to, when I say coming of age, you open yourself up to the deities of that certain age grouping, whether they be a crone, a sage, a young adolescent, a lover, a father, a mother. But all deities have different faces and different forms, and they can appear to you in any age that they feel like they want to appear to you. I've learned that through my practices and through my meditations, that one of my main goddesses and one of the gods that I work with during the year and throughout my meditation, they'll come to me in different phases of age, whether they be young, and I say young like 20s, 30s, or motherly, or wise and aged. I'm not going to say old and hagged, and that's disrespectful. But depending on the year, the time of the year is, kind of when they show themselves their age. So I think doing these ceremonies and coming of age and customs and stages of life, I think they are important. I myself, I don't have and I don't follow a particular coming of age rites or customs, the stages of life, different stages of life, as of yet. My practice evolves, and you never know. One day, it may happen. And the funny thing is, I'm studying wizardry, which I have been for a while. And the title wizard, for me, has called to me since I was little. But when I first started, I just picked up the word witch. And I think that I'm more than just a witch. I think all of us are more than just a label. I know this is kind of going off key, but please bear with me. Now we'll go to the last question. And the 21, marriage and partnership ceremony, my views on those. Again, I think any type of ceremony like this, it can be a beautiful thing. And it is legal in most states to be, excuse me, it is late at night. Sorry, it is legal in most states to perform a hand fasting and it be legal. That's a legal way of getting married. Or any other traditional, in your tradition, view of marriage. From the pagan standpoint, from the Wiccan standpoint, it's the hand fasting. But I know there's different ones through Indian, Hindu, Buddhist culture, as well as the traditional Christian ceremonial wedding. I think they're all beautiful. The joining of two souls into one to live together in perfect love. And no marriage is perfect. You have your ups and downs with any relationship. But I think when it's time and you feel that it's time that you want to take a step further in your partnership or in your marriage, I'm actually kind of excited. If me and my partner do decide to get married, I wonder which route we'll take. If we'll do the traditional Christian wedding, since we both grew up in a Christian household, or if we'll do a hand fasting. It doesn't matter which one we're going to do. I know our families are going to be invited, and our friends. So, I would love to do both. Because for me, in my practice, I practice part of hoodoo. I do work with the Christian saints and some of the Christian theology and the Psalms and stuff. And it's still a big part of my practice. It's not that I ever tried to escape it. I'm finally able to meld it into my practice and it feel like I'm home. I work with the angels. I work with different entities. I work with different spirits. It's really hard to kind of say what my path is. It's ever evolving. And I know that has nothing to do with the questions. Since it's also the end of the week, I'm going to do question 22. Or should I wait? No, I'll do it. I'll do 19 through 22, and I will post this. Have it scheduled to post for next Sunday. Okay, so, this Sunday. So, number 22. Is there such thing as a twin flame, soulmate, and a destined partner? And in my belief, there is. But I also believe, sorry, I'm a little chilly. We keep our house so cold, and I get cold-natured when I sit down and stay seated for a long period of time. I do believe in twin flames. I've met mine, and we're extremely close friends. She's my sister. Victoria is my twin flame. We've known each other through many lifetimes, and we just click. There's things that I'll get. There's some instances where I'll get a feeling, and I'll message her, and it's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You're doing something you shouldn't be." And she'll say, Yeah, I was trying to get away with it. I was like, don't do that. She'll do the same thing with me. Out of nowhere, she'll sense that something's wrong, or that, I'm either extremely happy, extremely sad, kind of melancholy, and she'll reach out and say, hey, what's wrong, Bubba? What's wrong? And we just have that relationship. Now, for soulmates and destined partners, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, right now, I love my partner. I do love my partner. Do I know if he's my soulmate or a destined partner? I don't know. We've been together for almost 6 years. You think I should know? But there's been a lot of complications from both of our sides. We've been battling our own battles. We really haven't been coming together a lot to feel the connection. But I do believe that each of us have a soulmate and a destined partner, or a partner that we've been with before in a previous lifetime. I've had, when I worked the healing, no, I didn't work it. When I went to the healing festival here in Charleston, one of the psychics that I know very well, her and her daughter and her husband, they made these wands, which were beautiful glass blown wands with the crystal tip. It could have been, I think the crystal tip could have been quartz, amethyst, or citrine, and me and Nate both got one that was quartz, and we only got it after she did the reading with the wand. And what she did was she had the wand horizontal and went down the body and the chakras and revitalized the chakras and got a psychic impression off of both of us. But beside that, that was the daughter. The mother at the healing festival, that before was at another event. At the healing festival, her mother walked up to us, and she had been psychically open doing readings all day, and she looked at us and she's like, you two, you make a beautiful couple. And you've been together before, multiple times. And the only way that this relationship of yours is going to fuck up is if either one of you have done something extremely wrong to the other person. So, and I'm probably sharing too much, and I apologize. Well, actually, I don't apologize. I opened myself up to YouTube. There's no reason for me to apologize. I don't know why I said that. I guess it being late at night, and I already took my valerian root for the night. I'm a little bit delirious. But yeah, she said that we've been together through multiple lives, and you just don't take that kind of with a grain. You kind of take it with a grain of salt. But I've done a few past life scrying sessions. It's really hard for me, and like I said before in my other video before this, it's really hard for me to sit down and meditate. There's a light behind me. I don't know where it's coming from. It's really hard for me to sit down and meditate, but I can scry. I can clear my mind out and look into an object or a fire or water and do it that way. That's a good way to meditate for me. I've done a couple past life scrying sessions, and I have seen where me and him have been together. Some where it was perfect, some not so much. But I think that's with life. So, I know I rambled on a lot, but I hope you guys did enjoy my video. A little bit longer than a lot of my other videos. I think I'll start shooting out here for a while instead of in my bedroom. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll be posting this Sunday, so it's for the new week. So I didn't overstep my bounds. But until we meet again, many blessings.